This backlash over Muslim faith? What the fuck is this?
A judge in a small town in the Delta is being scrutinized for her religious beliefs. The news has blown up on social media after she was appointed.
Please don't measure the progress of black people or America at large through the lens of interracial relationships. Please and thank you. Take a day off and fat door. This is a, pro-miscegenation broadcast. You need to take your anti-miscegenation sentiment elsewhere. Yes, and Fantor famously is a black chatter who is for segregation. Bait avoided. We're moving on.
12 News political reporter Cameron Smith joins us. Cam, there's lots of noise circulating on social media. What can you tell us?
Yeah, Jeremy, that's right. HasanAbi is an immigration attorney and has a law firm in Ridgeland. Since the news came out, some political leaders don't appear to be pleased with the news that she's appointed as a municipal court judge. I did speak with a law professor who outlines what the U.S. Constitution says about the town of Benoit's decision. The town of Benoit's new municipal court judge is sparking controversy online.
There's been a lot of backlash against her.
How is this? I'm sorry. Do people not have any shame whatsoever anymore, where they're just straight up like, no, you can't have a judge who's Muslim, man? Wow. That's incredibly racist, dude. And also outright illegal. like this is, you cannot do this.
Because some people don't think that Muslims should be judges.
According to
what the fuck, brother? That is incredible. That is, wow. I mean, I don't know what to say. That's okay. That's interesting.
HasanAbi, she was appointed and sworn in as a municipal court judge. She posted the oath of office and meeting agenda on Facebook, saying a part, quote, I was born in the United States, and as both an attorney and a judge, I am committed to upholding the United States Constitution and the laws of the state of Mississippi, end quote. We also asked Franklin Rosenblatt, he's an associate professor at Mississippi Christian University School of Law, what the Constitution says about her appointment.
In Article 6 of the Constitution, Clause 3, there's a provision that says there shall be no religion test for any.
Yeah, I don't think. Controversial take. I don't think Republicans care about the Constitution. Controversial take alert. Okay. I just don't think they care. Straight up.
Public office in the United States. Period. It's an unambiguous rule.
The mayor of Benoit put out a statement this afternoon on her behalf and the Board of Aldermen. The statement reads in part, quote, being Muslim is not a lawful basis for denying or terminating the appointment. Based on such, she meets the qualifications to serve as a municipal court judge in the state of Mississippi and for the city of Benoit, end quote. The news has a few Republican leaders weighing in on the state Sharia law ban passed in 2015, which they say doesn't go far enough.
In 2015, Mississippi passed a bill that said there shall be no other law other than the U.S. law or Mississippi law. And when this bill was debated, it was commonly called by its proponents the anti-Sharia law, seen as a means to make sure that Sharia was not implemented in Mississippi. Sharia refers to the religious textual rules of Muhammad and his followers.
Mississippi State Senator Michael McClendon issued a statement on social media. He says he will introduce legislation called the Don't Sharia Mississippi Act during the 2027 legislative session to strengthen Mississippi's Sharia law ban. Part of the proposed legislation reads, we shouldn't wait for Sharia law to become a bigger issue in Mississippi. But
that's the biggest issue in Mississippi. That's right. Yeah. Following the hadiths. That's incredible. God, we are getting dumber and dumber as a fucking country, man. Holy shit. What do you do? What do you do with these fucking hogs, man? What do you do? Yeah. I like that he said we shouldn't wait for it to become a bigger issue, implying that it's already an issue. Like, Sharia law is here in Mississippi already. I do declare. It's already an issue, but we can't allow it to become a larger issue than it already is. Educate them is what we do with these hogs. I just don't know if that's a possibility. I don't know if that's in the cards, man.
Before we act, we have the opportunity to get ahead of it, and that's exactly what this legislation will do, end quote.
They are saying that because of her religion, and without knowing anything else about her, they insist that she will implement Sharia law in her rulings. That should be very offensive to anyone. That's like saying because someone is a Catholic and goes into public office, that we should not accept them because we will assume they are taking their commands from the Vatican or from the Pope.
The town of Benoit's statement concludes by saying that they hope they can move forward for the citizens of the town.
Some breaking news now after a long and emotional night at McKinney City Hall.
City leaders gave the green light to plans for a new mosque, but not before hours of heated public comment.
Child marriage, honor killings. Don't tell me it can't happen here.
Fear and prejudice have no place in public policy or in Texas.
McKinney City Council approves plan for a mosque after divisive council meeting. God, this country, man. I mean, this is what you get after 25 years of Islamophobic propaganda, you know? This is the byproduct. We made people into psychopaths. We made them into fearful little monsters, like little tyrants who are terrified of their own shadows.
This is not the American way.
The chambers were packed, as well as the overflow room that they had available.
Natalie Haddad is in the newsroom with what happened. Good morning to you, Natalie.
Good morning. What was described as a procedural vote quickly became one of the most contentious city council meetings McKinney has seen in a really long time. While the vote focused on whether the proposed mosque met city development standards, the public comment period revealed deep divisions in the community. Yeah, more than 150 people signed up to speak during what city leaders called a procedural vote on whether the proposed mosque site plan met McKinney's development standards. The mosque would be built on a 5.5-acre plot along Virginia Parkway. Supporters and opponents packed the city council chambers, with crowds spilling into overflow rooms and the hallways of City Hall.
I mean, this is literally the legacy of segregation. Like, this is, you know, it's a more modest version of what many of these little townships and cities did to black people over and over again. I suspect some of which still want to do it to black people as well. I mean, this is the legacy of the Klan. It's also kind of crazy because like this is also the other side of the equation of like the Islamophobia to anti-Semitism equation that I talk about all the time. Like there's no world where there's a Jewish judge and then they bring up a big fuss, and then local news has to cover it, and then they go to like a local politician who's like, yeah, we can't let Talmudic law take over Mississippi. I mean, I'm sure some of them think that way. You know, make no mistake. I'm sure some of those guys in Mississippi probably also feel that way as well. It's just like there is the institutional permissibility of Islamophobia, and that does not exist for anti-Semitism. It shouldn't exist for either, right? It should not be permissible. And then back to back, we go into the other story where it's like, there's a proposed synagogue. What are they doing? What are they doing in the synagogue?
Some speakers claimed the mosque would pose, quote, a serious threat to McKinney and America. Even former McKinney Mayor George Fuller was there. He served 8 years in office until earlier this summer. He spoke in support of the project. He was met with boos and called a traitor. Security even escorted him out after his remarks as a safety precaution.
Every religion and every culture have its extremists and radicals, and they should
Lion.
be condemned wherever they exist. But that is not who we're talking about tonight. We're talking about families who have spent decades serving this community and raising their children here.
My issue with this.
That's crazy. That is fucking insane.
Mosque is not in it being a place of worship. It is that it may become a base where young men and women will
Yeah, this is where the Klan went. By the way, it never died or got prosecuted. Oh, I know.
be taught and trained to overthrow this great nation, a threat for which my forefathers fought with their own blood to build for the liberty of its citizens.
City council members said while they approved the site plot plan, the conversation, quote, is not over. Dia?
All right, Natalie, thank you for that.
The city of McKinney just gave a major approval for a proposed mosque last night. City council voted unanimously 7-0.
I cannot believe how this is news. It's insane. Are we dead ass? Yes, bro. Take a look at what America B is doing sometimes. It's good. It's good to like remember that this is also happening in the same country that we're a part of, you know? Yeah. My policy on it is data centers instead. Let's stop this mosque nonsense and put, instead of a place for Allah worship, how about we worship ChatGPT at the data center? I would like more data centers. That plot right there, you're going to put the Allah Akbar plot. You're going to use it for worshiping Allah, when we should put one of those big black square boxes like the Kaaba that they have over there in Mecca, but instead, inside of it is more modems. Put a data center. Put a data center on that plot.
To approve a site plan for the McKinney Islamic Association's new mosque. This was a very contentious meeting, more than 5.5 hours of public comment right here at City Hall behind me. The vote didn't happen until around 11:30 at night after all that public comment ended. McKinney residents were largely split on the issue, with many residents being against the mosque and many residents for the mosque.
Ask any Muslim what the penalty is for leaving political Islam. It's death.
Dude, you're not Muslim. It's fine. This is my favorite. Like, this is a holdover from like early post 2001 Islamophobic propaganda. Okay. Why are you stressing, bro? Why are you stressing? You're not leaving Islam. Is that what you're stressing? You're worried? It's like, my faith has been tested. As you all know, I'm faithful to Allah. And yet my faith has been tested, and I'm thinking about leaving the light of Allah. I'm thinking about leaving Islam. It's true, though. Yeah, no, totally. They're always, yes, dude. Yes. Muslim countries are constantly executing former Muslims. It's happening all the time. I love when motherfuckers, I fear saying it to my mom. Oh, come on, dude. Please stop. How are you still alive? I live near McKinney. The crazy thing is that nearby Plano and Frisco, as well as McKinney, we've had large populations of Muslims for decades. Mosques are already around our neighborhoods. There's one down the road from me. I'm white. We all went to public schools together. They're acting like a mosque being built is something new. They're only afraid of getting taken over because that's what evangelicals do. Yeah. Wait, what? The campaign of Mary Peltola said it was focused on the issues important to Alaska and did not approve a message of support from Ms. Harris. Oh my God. Beast mode.
I have any number of videos of imams in America, modern day America.
Why do you have videos of imams in your phone? White people got comfortable again under Trump. These bitch-made cowards got the ahead to be racist from the president and are letting out all the resentment they've held on to since the civil rights era and made sure to pass down as much as they could. It's just like, it's just roach-like cowards feeling bold now that they have someone in power protecting them. Oh, for sure. For sure. It's funny you mentioned that because about an hour away in Oklahoma is Lake Murray. It was named after him because they thought he would block the building of the lake because of a synagogue in Ardmore, Oklahoma. They thought he'd ignore his bigotry for his ego. That's crazy.
Preaching sedition, open sedition against the U.S. Constitution.
Yes, every religion and every culture have its extremists and radicals, and they should be condemned wherever they exist. But that is not who we're talking about tonight. We're talking about families who have spent decades serving this community and raising their children here.
City Council told residents this vote was procedural, and they were just voting to make sure that the proposed site plan fits within the city's ordinances. The McKinney Islamic Association says it wants to build a prayer area, gym, cafeteria, and other rooms for various uses at this new mosque. City officials did say there are still other plans that have to be reviewed before the mosque can be built, but this was a major step in that approval process.
McKinney, Texas had a heated city council meeting where people spoke out against a proposed mosque.
Must Sharia law survive?
Man hilariously trolls city councilor Sharia-seeking Muslim. Oh, brother. Oh, God, this country, man. What are we going to fucking do about this goddamn country? Of course, Daily Wire loves it. Yeah, wondering how Ben Shapiro would react if they were doing this for the potential building of a synagogue, and someone came in with like full, like Orthodox Jewish garb, and did like, you know, like in the same way that this guy's doing, I guess, like, you know, Muslim face or whatever you want to call it. If they were doing that, what would Ben Shapiro say? Oh, it's Daily. Wait, is this the Daily Caller? It's not the Daily Wire. My mistake. This is Tucker Carlson's joint, Daily Caller.
And I'm here to tell you, this is a dangerous ideology you're allowing in their country.
Of course, there were also liberals there to spout out trademark liberal catchphrases.
We are a nation of immigrants and diversity, which was one of the best things about America. The melting pot is not a weakness, it is our greatest strength.
And in the crowd was a man who calls himself Dr. Matt Rostami. But on that day, he looked a little bit different, and some in the crowd didn't seem to get the joke.
Salam alaikum. My name is Mahdi Rostamizadeh Derka Mohammed Hezbollah Nejat Hamas. And today I am here to speak in favor of the mosque because we need the mosque as a first step to add a new board, the Sharia board. Hold on. You haven't seen? You have not even? Like, do I get to reclaim my time or will they boo me? Okay. So the Sharia board will have new implemented Sharia law rules through the mosque. So number one, we will have dress code. So all women that are overweight and obese will have to wear burqa. This, get your 10,000 steps a day, low carbs. You can figure it out. Number two, It also applies to the men. All men who are balding will have to wear turbans. Hold on. Okay, I'm good. So yes, that rule will stand. And once we have implemented that, we will change the United States Constitution with this mosque. The first order we will do,
I think it's funny that it kind of feels like he's trying to, I mean, it feels like he's trying to make fun of Islam for this audience, but the audience is so angry. The audience is too angry to actually appreciate the joke that he is tailoring for them. Conservatives, once again, like, this is comedy tailored for them. I inferred he was libbed up. I don't think he's doing that. I don't think he's actually libbed up. I think he's actually, being Islamophobic and like making a joke at the expense of Muslims. But they're so racist that they're just like, boo, I don't even want to say that.
Well, first,
partially because he's also brown.
We will first add to the United States Constitution, we will ban alcohol. And we are going to add it right here. Wait a minute. 18th Amendment. What is this? Transportation intoxicating liquors, therefore export prohibited. Wait, you guys already banned the alcohol already? Okay, that's okay. Wait, it was repealed?
Thank you. Next speaker is Ahmadine Al-Tariq. Next up is Edward Arnold.
In the end, the mosque was approved, and it did not go over well.
McKinney now, there's a recall petition there that has been filed with the city naming the mayor and
I've been a McKinney resident for 20 years and have never been more ashamed at the behavior of some of its residents than what I see here tonight. The MIA is simply asking for what any church, synagogue, or temple in the city already...
No, he said he was there to mock Islamophobia. It just did not land. Yeah, I mean, partially because this is an unwinnable comedy skit because it's too crass for liberals and conservatives are too dumb to get the attempt at satire. Yeah. Yeah, so much so that Daily Caller thought it was hilarious, and those are conservatives because they thought he was actually mocking. They thought, like, conservatives, at least some conservatives, thought it was funny because they thought he was mocking Muslims.
He has the right to build a place of worship in compliance with our zoning laws and the Constitution of the United States. What we are seeing here is something else. We're seeing neighbors being told that their religion is incompatible with American values, despite the constitutional right to freedom of religion. We are seeing Islamophobic comments on social media. We are seeing a congressman using hate to con his voters into being afraid of their neighbors. This is about making people feel like they don't belong.